What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new video on the channel, and welcome to beautiful Horizon 5 once again. And it's another video on budget versus fully built. Actually, this is the first one on this game, which is really interesting. But yeah, I'm excited to finally bring it onto this game. The whole series that I started back on Horizon 4 is basically like a spin-off series of the sort of, you know, wheel spin drift builds and wheel speed and track builds and all that sort of stuff. It's more interesting to some people because they usually tell me, you know, why don't you just fully build the car? You know, why don't you just max it out and see what it's like, you know, after you do the whole budget thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make a whole completely separate series. And some of the cars on there, I'm going to do that. And then whatever other cars I get from other wheel spins, I'll end up doing the whole, you know, proper budget wheel spin, drag build or drift builds. So that's what's happening in today's video. And I really do hope that you will enjoy it. If you will enjoy it, then please subscribe because it helps out a lot. And when I say it helps out a lot, it helps out a huge ton because I wanted to reach 350k before the end of the year. I'm less than 10,000 subs away. Probably by the time this video goes out, it'll probably be a lot less as well. So huge shout out and huge thank you to everybody that's been subbing and supporting the channel because it's been growing so quickly, much faster than I anticipated anyway. But now let's just get back to the video and see what we can do here. So I have a few wheel spins, not too many. I'm gonna just do normal wheel spins because I mean I have a bunch of these. Again, whatever car I get, I have to use. It'll probably be a budget of around 30,000, if not 20,000. I think usually it's around 20 to 30,000. What am I gonna do if I don't get these? I'm probably gonna have to use some of my skill points to get a car. Okay, I have to get a car now out of the super wheel spins, or else it's just over for me. Imagine I get three prizes and none of them are cars. Okay, I got a Camaro. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. And pretty much it means that the rest of the cars are pretty much irrelevant when it comes to budget as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just go with this. So the Camaro, usually the way this works is the car that's the furthest to the left is the car that I'll end up picking. So again, completely random. I'm going to pick the Camaro. Let's see what that's like. So again, I have to build it on a budget. And then I also then have to build it fully maxed out and see what it's like. So right now, completely stock, 375 horsepower, 563 newton meters of torque, 1600 kilos. It should be easy to slide. I feel like this Camaro isn't like that difficult to slide. I'm gonna mess around with a stock as well just to see what it's like. I'm gonna take it down like a few corners as well just to see, just to experience what this thing is like. Oh, I got a gift. Yeah, come on then. Show me where it is. Oh, it's actually just right there. Okay, I'll probably get that later. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's going into the daytime as well, which is perfect. This thing sounds great. The only thing I don't like, the one big thing I don't like about this game when it comes to like driving and all that sort of stuff is the sort of it's not even like overrun, but it's like the lift off like pops and bits of flame that come out of like stock cars, you know. I feel like that's kind of dumb, and I wish that that was an option that we could turn off, you know. Anyway, it has a lot of body roll. Like, it's just easy to just use its body weight to just sort of throw itself in the corners and have it like just, you know, slide around corners very, very easy. It's not, again, it doesn't have a lot of power, a lot of torque or anything like that, so it is struggling a little bit, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible to slide. Get a little bit of lift off the oversteer, just brings the back out nicely. These corners are really, really long. I think someone said in one of my previous videos that they prefer the needle climb on Horizon 4 over this. I understand why. And I mean, they said why, but I understand it completely. Some of the corners on this are so long, right? Like, it forces the car to go through, like this one, for example. It's like it's just a really, really long corner. There's not that many really, really tight corners like there are in Horizon 4's needle climb, to be able to get your car around it, you know what I mean? So like, it's just, you have to build cars just a tiny bit differently just to be able to take all those long corners. That's why you sort of need a little bit more power and a little bit more torque and a little bit less grip in some instances as well, or a little bit more grip actually if the car has a stupid amount of power, you know, because you want to make it the entire way around the corner, not just completely spin your wheels and not go anywhere. So again, like I said, cars have to be built a little bit differently to Horizon 4, I think, for this specific section here. There probably are other places where I can take this thing out drifting, but that is definitely the best right now. I don't think there is anything else that's like very, very good, you know, that'll be better than that section there. Maybe some of these roads here, you can see this little section here, I could probably try this one. This is also pretty good. Again, this is like similar to what the new... Actually, let's try this one out. I want to try it. I just want to see what it's like. Oh, it's... Why is it dirt? The road is literally... Okay. That confused me there for a second. Because that dirt roads are supposed to be this. I don't know why that one's considered a dirt road. Anyway, I've driven this thing. Is there a point of me even continuously driving this thing? Because it's not like it's going to do any better or drive any faster or anything. We've seen what it's like. Okay. We'll do 20 grand for upgrades. And we'll see what we're like afterwards. So 20,000 credits for these upgrades. I want to keep the standard tires on this thing. Because I think I need to. Because I'm not going to be able to put down too much power. So standard tires. I think once I'm fully building this car and like money is no limit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and still leave it rear wheel drive. I could have done like I could do like a full all wheel drive build, but I don't really want to. So let's say around 20,000, right? Let's do that. This drops the weight down by a lot, which I really wanted initially anyway. I do also want to change my dampers and all that to drift suspension. Brakes I'm not gonna touch because I don't need those because I'm not gonna be going that fast anyway. Again, tires, like I said, I'm going to keep the standard tires on this thing. I'm going to get this thing to just be the same. I also do want this to have a proper diff. So I'm going to put a drift diff. It doesn't really make too much of a difference which one I put on. Okay. Clutch. Do I want to mess around with my clutch? Do I want to mess around at all with my transmission? That is a question. And you know why? Because I don't think I'm going to be changing gears a lot in these corners. The only thing that I kind of want to do is probably get the sport transmission so I can unlock the final drive ratio with this thing. Because then I can adjust my gear ratios regardless and it's not going to cost me all that much. So I'm at 8,500. So what I can do now is I can do cams, which is expensive but also gives me 68 horsepower. I can then also do throttle body, should I? Maybe? Manifold? Block. What's that? 18 horsepower. Pistons the next best? No, they're definitely not. That's very expensive. For how much I get. 600 Newton meters of torque now. Okay. Again, is that actually worth it on these stock tires? It's interesting now because before I used to have a lot of slip, right? Maybe street tires. I'm trying to think here because I also need to like push this car along. I don't need it to like just slip and like not be able to have any sort of grip whatsoever. So maybe street tires with 600 Newton meters of torque, 461 horsepower. Or should I just make them wider? I could technically just make them slightly wider, and I will also increase my grip a little bit, but not too much. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I feel like that should be fine, and then the rest I'm just gonna add more power. Carby, nah, not gonna do anything there. Intake 1800 for 8 horsepower. Yikes, not that great. 1950 for 10. Now I think these are all like very similarly priced. 3 grand for 9 horsepower. Yeah, definitely not doing that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the exhaust next, right? 2000, we got 13. That's probably it, right? I don't really know if I can do anything else onto this thing. Yeah, that's probably pretty much it. Sport drive shaft. Ooh, I'm 50 credits off. Just 50. Okay, I guess we're done here. Someone said also that in my videos the cosmetic mods shouldn't count to it. So the thing is though that some of these like add weight and add drag and stuff like that, and I don't really know if I want to be able to do that. I don't know. Let me know. Definitely let me know down in the comments below. Do you want me to consider all these mods that come to building the car? Sorry, that comes to building the car. Do you want me to? Oh, I can't speak. Do you want the cosmetic mods to not be chargeable out of my budget? That is what I wanted to say. Jesus Christ, it took a while to get out. Had a bit of a stroke there. This is gonna be completely different to drive. I already know. I know it's not gonna be like. Actually, let's start further down the hill. Let's start just before the actual point drifting section. Oh yeah, it's well different. One thing I want to do is actually there's a couple things I want to do. I want to do this and I want to do this as well. as this is fairly underpowered. That's my springs and dampers and everything else. I kind of want to leave that the way it is just for the moment, and same with my gears, and then just see what everything is like, and then I'll go ahead and I'll change it accordingly, like I said, or like I usually do anyway. Okay, it's definitely quicker. I like this grip though. This grip is perfect for this. I need to go faster. Yeah, I definitely need to adjust my suspension. Oh, I 100% need to adjust my suspension. The camber and toe needs to come in and help this thing out a little bit. I think the amount of power and grip that it has right now is good. It's just to be able to get this thing to push itself out the way I need it to, I definitely need to adjust camber and toe. I'm gonna do that. There we go. This is so much better now. Look at that, a tiny bit of adjustment in the camber and the toe, and this thing now is so different. I was thinking about touching up my gear ratios as well, or I guess the final drive, because that's the only thing I can adjust with this transmission that I put in, but I think it's fine. I think third gear does a good job. See, that's the corner where I would have definitely needed more power there to be able to make it the entire way around. As much as I wanted it to. If I wanted to make it fully around that corner without manji, without anything, I think. Yeah, you can see how underpowered it is when it comes to like taking some of the longer corners, and you can see the revs just dropping and it like sort of slowing down, you know? It's nice though. It's like easy to control. I definitely don't think I'm ever gonna spin this thing out. I feel like it'll be impossible for me to spin this car out. And once you get a bit of speed in it, like it actually takes up these corners. Again, they're super long, like people said before. You know, the needle climb corners are not like this. The needle climb corners are a lot more tight. And you don't need this, like you don't need a lot of power for those corners. You don't need to you don't need to have huge amounts of torque and like grip and all that sort of stuff. It's just different on the needle climb. And there's not a lot of managing either on the needle climb. I feel like there's like maybe 2 corners or 3 corners, or like, sorry, 3 straights, I guess. Bit of straight road that you should be managing on. The rest of the time, I think with like fully built cars or like really well built cars, you don't really need to manji at all. Like you just sort of go and you transition and you just take the next corner that comes up. Regardless, it's actually quite nice to drive like this with this amount of power. The power and grip ratio right now, I feel like it's so solid. Also, I completely forgot. See, like this corner here is perfect. This is like what one of the slightly longer corners in the needle climb would have been. But yeah, like I said, I completely forgot about how long this section, this entire drift section here, this entire drift zone, actually, that's what it's called. I completely forgot about how long it is. Yeah, and you just sort of upset the balance of this thing a little bit. Maybe with some brakes, maybe with a handbrake, maybe with just a bit of a flicking, and it's nice. It's quite easy to drive. I'll give it that. It's quite easy to drive. Right. Fully built. Fully built means I need to change my tires. I need to change everything. Budget isn't an option here. So I'm down to get this a 8.9 liter V8. Wow. It's cool that the diesel engine's in it. I don't think this is the car for it. I want to build this thing with whatever is possible to put on this car. I feel like it's going to be absolutely ridiculous building this thing like that. Does it have a blower? I can't remember if it does. I actually cannot remember if this engine does, or is it just NA? You know what? We'll just do that. We'll just do that. The rest of it I kind of want to keep as stock, or not stock, but like similar to standard. Even the wheels, like I love the wheels because they're just so like original. They just suit this car so much, you know. Don't really know if I want to do much to them. Ooh, maybe some Mickey Thompson wheels. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because they just suit this guy. You know, it's a big old muscle car. Okay. Should we just go with drift tires then? Drift tires have quite a lot of grip. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go a lot faster with this thing. So maybe 245s in the front and maybe 315s on the rear. Especially with 1500 horsepower going directly to the rear wheels, I feel like this is gonna be a little bit more challenging to drive. So we'll do that. Even track width is what I'm gonna bring out just to be safe. Transmission, again, I think we can now change to whatever we want. I'm just gonna go with 6-speed. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of torque anyway to play around with, so I don't really need any more than that. As for everything else here, it's all pretty much bought except for the ARBs, and I think that's it, right? Pretty sure that is it. So now, our car makes 1,318 kilos. Sorry, it doesn't make it, but it is 1,500 horsepower. What's the torque of this thing, actually? That's the one thing that I didn't check. I want to see the twerk of this car. Let's have a look. 1,493, so almost 1-to-1 ratio with power and torque. Now, first time flooring it in this thing. Not sure about these really close gear ratios. But the suspension setup is actually still very good. The suspension setup is actually quite good still. Okay. Yeah, we'll have a look and see what the gear ratios are like, but that's not too bad. I feel like I still don't have enough grip. I put 1,500 horsepower to the rear wheels with this thing, and then I had to change my tires to drift tires, obviously, but I don't know if that's enough grip. I'll probably just have to like accelerate slowly. You can hear it, you can see it skipping along everywhere. Okay, yeah, this has a very weird setup for the transmission. I definitely need to change that because I don't want to be driving around in 5th and 6th gear for all these corners. Changing gears though is good. Mid-slide. I don't need to put my foot down either. It's like very rarely. Like now I am because I'm trying to make it to the other corner. But for the most of these slides, I just don't need that much power. Oh my god. Okay. I have to get used to driving this thing now because it's completely different to what it was before. I feel like before I had to like sort of straighten up so much just to be able to get a little bit more speed for the next turn. I feel like this one I just need to somehow straighten up. But it's like almost impossible because this thing just rips. Okay, yeah, maybe 6th gear is not the way to go here. I decided to try to see if I can push it. There you go, the 6th. Not a great idea. Okay, if that corner was built better, so I could actually go all the way on the outside, that would have been fantastic, but they decided to add these stupid straight bits of road, though, between all these corners. Which look a bit dumb, because that just means that I can't actually, like, hold the slide properly through them, you know? I need to, like, straighten up. This thing is nuts. I think I'll adjust gear ratios after. But I think that is the only thing that I want to do to this car, because right now I feel like the suspension setup is so smooth. It's so good. It does exactly what I want. It absorbs whatever bumps I want. It's just set up so nicely. And the camera in tow, which I set up for obviously the budget version of this car, you know, transferred along to this one, and it's just so good. But the stiffness of my dampers and the springs and everything is just lovely on this car right now. I don't really want it to be much softer or much stiffer. I feel like it's just a nice balance right now. A little bit of rain. A little bit of rain. I don't really care for points, by the way. For people that maybe think, you know, I'm drifting for points. That's why I don't really care if I'm going off the track or not, or off the road. I'm just testing this thing out. I want this thing to be a good drift build, and it is. It's very, very, very nice to drive. I'm gonna share the tune, or the share code, I guess, for the tune. I'm gonna put it up on the screen if you want this version of the tune here. So you guys can try it out yourselves. Maybe you can get some more points. Maybe you can try and enjoy it yourselves. Again, the design is pretty much up to you. I think it's just the tune that ends up getting changed and shared and stuff. So yeah, if you want to try out the Camaro, definitely recommend it. It's just fun. I can't believe I finally spun it. I spun at the very end. It's because the road is so slick now. Look how easy this thing is to slide. Oh my god. Okay, so rain makes a massive difference. Rain made a huge difference, actually, because right at the very end there, there was no chance I was gonna slip or like completely like spin out with this car. And then at the very end, I just managed to do that, and that was definitely not like on purpose. Interesting. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then please subscribe, because it helps out a lot, like I've said before. Look how smooth that was. That was so clean. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.